السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم الدرس الرابع. Welcome to you all. We're on lesson 4 now. إن شاء الله تعالى سأقرأ النص. I'll read the text ثم أشير إلى القواعد من الدرس. Then I'll indicate towards the rules from this lesson. فإن شاء الله سأبدأ القراءة. I'll start reading now. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بك يا خالي. كيف حالك؟ لعلك بخير. الحمد لله. أين أبوك يا إبراهيم؟ ذهب إلى السوق. وأين أمك؟ ذهبت إلى خالتي زينب. وأين إخوتك؟ ذهبوا إلى الجامعة. وأين أخواتك؟ ذهبنا إلى المدرسة. أما ذهبت إلى المدرسة اليوم؟ بلى ذهبت ورجعت بعد الحصة الأولى. لماذا رجعت؟ رجعت لأنني مريض. لا بأس. أذهبت إلى الطبيب؟ نعم ذهبت. فإن شاء الله تعالى the points that we're going to highlight here now are we've seen لعل but ذهب ذهبت ذهبوا ذهبنا ذهبت ذهبت ورجعت ورجعت رجعت ذهبت. جيد. لأنني نعم. أنا في هذا الدرس نتعلم الفعل الماضي وكيف نصرفها ونتصل إليها ونتصل إليه كيف نصرفه ونتصل إليه الضمائر. نعم. So in this lesson we're learning the past tense verb الفعل الماضي وكيف نعبر عن من فعل الفعل and how to express who done the verb, who done the action. And this is done by changing the attached pronoun to the verb. Okay, so as you can see, لعل, as we mentioned, is from the sisters of inna. لعل is from the sisters of inna. لعلك بخير. It means I hope you are well. ذهب, this is the pattern for the verb. Okay, the pattern for the verb is فعل. فعل. This is the pattern for the past tense verb, form 1. And we're going to learn the rest of the forms later, inshallah ta'ala. But as for now, the main form that we're learning is fa'ala. That's the past tense form 1 verb. He did. And this means to do. Fa'ala means to do. Or he did in the past tense. So, if we take ذهب now, ذهب, as mentioned, it says أين أبوك? Where's your father? ذهب إلى السوق. He went to the market. So ذهب, he went. This is for huwa. Okay, this is for huwa. He went. Then we had ذهبت. ذهبت. Now this is for here. When he spoke about his mother. ذهبت, we add the ta at the end of sukun. Okay. Then we have, where's your brothers? He mentioned أين إخوتك. He said ذهبوا. ذهبوا. So now this wow and alif shows plural. And we add dhamma to the end. ذهبوا, and this is for hum. Okay. So you just need to remember what we add to each verb to express this change of patterns. Okay. So we got ذهبوا, hum. Then we have, for example, ذهبنا, and that's for hunna. Okay. Up here, I'll do the rest of them. We have ذهبت, which is for ana. I went. Okay. وذهبت is for you. So the pattern is, it applies to all of them. So within this dialogue, the things that were added at the end of the verb, which is the ta, or anything after the last letter of the verb, this is the pronoun, okay? This is the pronoun to show who's doing the actual action. I'm going to explain this in more detail over the next coming pages. So you have over here this exercise, just ajib an al-as'ilati al-atiya, answer the following questions from this conversation, okay? It says ضع هذه العلامة صحيح أمام الجملة الصحيحة وهذه العلامة خطأ أمام الجملة غير صحيحة. We know this, what this exercise is asking us to do. We've seen the likes of this. So inshallah ta'ala, as we go in progress through the book, some of these things I'm no longer going to translate, because the idea by book Medina book 3, inshallah ta'ala, we want to be studying in Arabic only, okay? And I'll make sure I use understandable language, like the language level we can understand. And what it means now, you really need to start paying attention to internalizing your vocabulary, memorizing your vocab as much as possible, inshallah ta'ala. So over the next pages, we'll see more about the rules that we've learned in this lesson, and now again address the verb, inshallah ta'ala. So quickly, I just want you to look up here when I've written this little key for us to understand how the verb works when we want to express who's doing the verb, okay? So fa'ala, this is the form of the verb. Fa'ala, this means, as we said, he did or to do, okay? So now, the pronouns that we're using is ana and anta, I and you, okay? Huwa, he, hiya, she, hum, them, hunna, them, feminine, okay? Or they, feminine and masculine, okay? Cool. So fa'ala means he did. Now, if I want to say I did it, I say ana fa'altu. So look what I add. I add this ta at the end of the verb, and I put sukoon on the last letter of the verb. When I add the pronoun for second person and first person, I put a sukoon on the last letter of the verb, which is the lam, fa'ala. And then I add my pronoun, the one who does it, okay? So ana fa'altu. This works with every single verb. Okay, أنا ذهبت, أنا رجعت, أنا جلست, okay, خرجت. I add this ta at the end while I was putting sukoon on the last letter of the verb. Okay, أنت, for you now, masculine, أنا فعلت. I add the ta with a fatha, أنا فأنت فعلت. Huwa, this is the default version of the verb anyway. Okay, so when we see fa'ala, it's always representing singular, third person, or the generic form of the verb, okay, which is the to do, that's the generic one. But as for the third person singular, it's always fa'ala, okay, we don't add nothing, it's a normal version of the verb, he did, okay. Then we want to say hiya, she did it, okay, hiya fa'alat, fa'alat. So we add this ta at the end, we don't put sukoon on the last letter, we add the ta at ta'nith, this is called ta or ta'nith, the ta of feminine, at the end with sukoon on top of it, okay? Now we have hum, that is them, they did. When you say they did, for example, all the boys, fa'alu, okay? So now we put dhamma on the last letter of the verb, the lam, and we add the waw, waw al-jama'a. This waw al-jama'a represents plural masculine. This alif now is silent, it's called alif al-mufaraqa. This is to differ between a verb and a noun. And we'll learn why this is important much later, inshallah, when we see another extension of the mudaf ilayh. But as for now, just know, when you have the plural form, you have to add this alif after the waw. And it is not mentioned. You don't say fa'aluwa, no, fa'alu is silent, okay? Then we have hunna, which is the feminine, they, plural. So fa'alna. Fa'alna, we add this small noon, it doesn't have a mad, we're going to see one with a mad after. Fa'alna, that means they did, okay, when you talk about a group of women, okay. So now, when we look at this key, you have this exercise number 3. ضع في الأماكن الخالية فيما يلي الفعل ذهب وأسنده إلى الضمير المناسب. It said, place the verb ذهب in the empty spaces whilst connecting it to the correct pronouns. So you got al-awladu, is it plural? At-talibatu, plural. So you have to think which of these is going to go in this empty space, inshallah. Which of these verbs? But you're going to conjugate it, not with fa'ala, that's the key. You're going to use dhahaba. You're going to use dhahaba. Then we have الرابع, number 4, صحح الجمل الآتية. We know what that means now. Correct the following sentences. الخامس أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية بالنفي مستعملا ما. Okay. So answer the following questions whilst negating it, answering in the negation form using ma. Ma we use to negate the past tense. For example, if someone says أذهبت إلى المدرسة, did you go to school? I said أنا ما ذهبت. أنا ما ذهبت. أنا ما ذهبت. ما means in this context I didn't. ما ذهبت, I didn't go. أنا ما ذهبت, I didn't go. Okay. أنا ما ذهبت. Okay, I didn't go. You don't even have to have أنا. ما ذهبت. ما ذهبت, I didn't go. It still means the same. But أنا just brings some emphasis to just draw attention to me that I am the one who didn't do or didn't go, etc. Okay. So ma is used to negate past tense verb. We use ma to negate the past tense verb, inshallah. طيب. Then we have, so you're going to answer these questions, the following 3 questions, you're negating the answer that you didn't do it or he didn't do it, whoever it is. Then we have لأن. تأمل ما يلي. Ponder over what follows. تأمل ما يلي. لأن. لي plus أن. وأن من أخوات إن. لأن plus هو. لأنه. لأن plus إيا. لأنها. Just as we done with إن. Okay. ولعل. لأن it now means because. رجع حامد من المدرسة لأنه مريض. So that sentence, and the only one I'm going to translate for you, the rest is upon you, inshallah. رجع حامد. Hamid returned. Hamid came back. رجع means to come back. Okay? رجع means to come back. رجع حامد من المدرسة. He returned from the madrasa. لأنه, because he. لأنه مريض. He is sick. Because he is sick. Okay? Then it says اقرأ المثال ثم أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية بنعم أو بلى. So remember, I taught you أليس كذلك. Okay, when we ask أليس كذلك, that's asking a question in the negation form. If I said أما ذهبت, for example, did you not go? Anytime I ask the question in the negative form, بلا means yes and نعم means no. So if we said أذهبت إلى المدرسة أمس, نعم ذهبت. أما ذهبت إلى المدرسة أمس, بلا ذهبت. You see, so ama ذهبت is asking the negation. Bala, of course, yes. But if I said na'am in this second one, that would mean no, I didn't go. So let's remember, this is an introduction now to how, now for a couple lessons, our focus is going to be somewhat on verb patterns and things to do with the verb, inshallah ta'ala. Most of this book, in reality, is going to be about the different changes that occur with the verb. So please make sure you're memorizing these things and memorizing your vocab and practicing application of these new rules بإذن ta'ala. جزاكم الله خيرا وأراكم في الدرس القادم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.